Oof. So, my name is Master Lukey. I'm a former UFC fighter and health coach. Lifelong martial, not lifelong. I started when I was 15. I started doing martial arts when I was 15. Before that, I was into normal kid stuff, comic cartoons, and just having a good time, video games. Did a bit of rollerblading. Played sports a little bit growing up. Was into art. Got into martial arts at 15. Got a traumatic brain injury in my 20s, probably. Wasn't really, there was one time where it was like worse than all the others, but they're doing more research into this subconcussive contact, so you could say it just wasn't one instance. What's up, Matt? I came up with a new scoring system with no head contact. I got a big event coming up. It's Operation Wounded Warriors fundraiser and / Long Island Championship. Thank you, Matt. I did a flush over the weekend, liver flush. That's 2 in the last month. And the first time I got stones out. The second time, bro, I flushed out a flatworm. Liver fluke. It looks kind of like an upside down teardrop, flattened out. You can look it up, liver fluke. I saw it in my poop the day after, and I'm kicking myself that I didn't take a picture of it. I was like, oh, nobody wants to see pictures of my shit, but no, I'm like, nah, that's actually something that, somebody might want to know about. I mean, I personally wish I could see it right now, but anyway. I think I'm still continuing to flush shit out because, I've done so many flushes over the years, almost definitely over 50. I lost count. But why am I still getting stuff out if I flush so many times? First of all, we live in a toxic environment and the liver just soaks everything up. And then there's other things that can cause, inflammation and liver occlusion, which means blockage. Just the situation that I got in my intestine where, there's food that has remained for too long and turns to mold, and then there's a toxic byproduct called mycotoxin. But let's see, where am I going with all this? I think with the extended fasting that I've been doing recently over the last year, and even more so got more into it recently because of my fights that are coming up. I can't eat and train. My body just don't work like that. The level that I'm pushing myself in the gym, and the physical condition of my body being, damaged over the years, I really have to be super tight with my energy. And anything that's in my intestine is causing me to have less than my full energy for the fighting. You understand? Even if it's just one meal that's still in there has to come out. Like if I'm eating one meal a day, okay, I eat the night before, but that's not coming out the next day. What's coming out is what I ate the night before that. It takes 12 to 24 hours. So I eat at night, I'm not pooping that out the next day, I'm pooping that out the day after. So I'm always working with one meal inside me, and I can't. So this recipe that this is where I'm going with all this. This recipe that I'm gonna make now is a cleansing beverage to satisfy my late night hunger after I train, because having the session at the end of the day that I'm gonna train later, I know I can't eat before that, otherwise I won't train. So I'm not gonna eat all day. But then when I get home at night, it's like, now I can eat, But I don't want to eat because then I'm gonna have to deal with that the next day. So this is a recipe where I can start to, now there is some material in it. It's going to be lemon juice, there's going to be aloe, but it's way less than what I normally, there's going to be some sea moss too. It's going to be way less, and it's a transition, It's not, nothing I do is cold turkey. My menu over the years, it shifted to be 100% live food. It was, you know, I had a meal live food. Maybe I had something that wasn't. This years ago. I've been completely live food certified for 8 years, over 8 years. And then about 5 years ago, I started to transition to only Master Lukey brand recipes, which is live food certified. That's the certification that I have from Dr. David Jubb. This recipe is a take on one of his recipes. And I thank you, David, wherever you are. My love goes out to you. I miss you. And everything I do is because of you. Honest to God, you gave me a new lease on life. And I'm forever in your debt. And I have gratitude. And that's why I forge forward, carrying your flag, Live Food Certified. Dr. David Jubb. Matt says, I've been taking oregano oil and it's killing some parasites. Yeah, well, that's good and all, but don't put oregano oil back on top of a system that's, you know, gunked up and think that's going to fix everything. That's not it's not nutrition, oregano oil. You might be killing parasites, but why are the parasites there? The parasites live in the microbiota. The parasites live in the coating of the intestine. That coating is built by what you ate. You have to cleanse that. You have to clean up your menu. You have to flush your liver, and the liver salts, the bile salts, scrubs chemically the intestine to be what it's supposed to be. So you have to flush all the stones out of your liver and gallbladder, and then you do the parasite flush after you fix from the top down. If you're killing parasites with the oregano oil, as soon as you stop taking the oregano oil, what's going to happen then? You didn't clean the intestine. You didn't clean your menu. Sorry. That's a temporary fix, man. Gotta be honest with you. Take it or leave it, man. That's my advice. People wanna stay addicted to drugs and take another drug to apparently fix the situation. No, it doesn't work like that. Clean up the menu, clean out your liver, and then clean the intestine after that. That's 1, 2, 3, man. You're already on 3. You didn't even do 1 or 2. You trying to do 3 without 1 or 2, man. So that's called symptom reduction. Not healing. Sorry. I mean, you're learning about herbs, though. You're learning about, you know, maybe you're learning about the power of herbs. You know, I take Yohimbe and Tribulus, so I'm not down on herbs. Don't let me talk down on herbs, bro. I think oregano oil would be useful if you did all the other stuff, bro. And, you know, I just got to be honest with you as a health coach. You understand what I'm saying? I got to be honest with you, man. As your coach. I wouldn't tell you, oh, yeah, that's fine. You know, if you're doing something that's going to get you hurt in a fight or something. If you're doing something that in practice, I see that, and that's built in a bad habit. I gotta be honest with you. For your safety. 1 is the menu, 2 is the liver, 3 is the intestine. The oregano oil is working on the intestine. I'll check your message in a second. Yeah, this is kind of like a lemon fizzy, but I'm making it now. I'm gonna freeze it so that tonight when I come home, it's something that I can eat with a spoon. if I can eat it with a spoon, it's kind of like I'm almost eating something, even though I'm not really. It's like frozen ice, so it's not really eating anything. But you know, it's a transition, bro. That's why I'm not like criticizing you or your efforts. What I'm talking about is the technique. We can be objective about technique without criticizing the person, without feeling personally attacked. We just talk about the technique. So I went from food, you know, what most people consider food. I'll just call it cheat meals. I went from doing cheat meals to not cheating. I went from not cheating to being hyper-focused on personal branding. Now, from personal branding, because part of my situation is financial, besides my physical health, my financial health is poor. So, the branding is my way of starting to heal that. So within Master Luki brand, there's recipes that are blended. And so when you blend something, which like what I'm going to do soon with the Vitamix, when you blend something, it becomes pre-digested. The blades of the Vitamix does what your teeth are supposed to do. So if you take, for example, you know, an apple, you could never chew unless you stood there and chewed 1,000 times. The way that a Vitamix would process an apple, it would be comparable to chewing 1,000 times. You know, that's what the teeth are for, to break down the food. So after I went to, this is my transition, right? After I went to Master Luki brand, now I'm doing things that are blended. So for example, I made pizza. The pizza dough was blended, but then I put toppings on it which were not blended, like sliced onions. So that was the last meal I had. Now this is a Master Luki recipe, 100% blended, and the next thing I'm gonna do is probably remove the aloe in the recipe, the aloe and the coconut, and then so it's really just lemon juice. And then I'll do one day where it's just lemon juice or some type of juice. I got some apple juice here. And then the day after that, there'll be no juice and no water. So I'm getting to dry fasting. I gotta be dry fasting when I'm fighting because I can't be peeing and pooping and stuff like that. I gotta fight with what I got. The hydration is already in the muscles because I've been rested. And, you know, I don't need to be sucking on a bottle all day or having to have a coffee in the morning. So, today's, Wednesday? Tomorrow will be juice. Friday, I'm gonna do dry fasting. And Saturday, I'm not fighting, but I'm going to a new gym to hopefully grab fighters for my upcoming event. So I'm gonna go train there, and you know, when you go to a new gym, sometimes you don't know what to expect. I want to be 100% healthy. I don't want to have to worry about my knees dislocating or, you know, hurting something. So Friday I'm gonna do dry fasting. Friday into Saturday. These are things that, you know, I just have to do, man. I'm a natural athlete. I don't do steroids. I don't do hormones in meat. So everything that I can do to conserve what I got and amplify what I got. So not that the strength is going to come from exogenous hormones from the outside. Like most guys my age, 40 years old, they're going to go on TRT. Or hormones in flesh. People who eat meat, they're actually getting hormones from the meat. That's why people say, oh, you need to eat meat you have to eat meat to get big. It's partially true, because not only are there natural hormones in flesh, but there's also added hormones, because the farmers want their animals to get bigger. So they inject them, you know, if you're not eating organic, special type of meat, there's going to be hormones in there. But hormones, you got to be careful, because they're produced inside our body. And we're supposed to have certain hormones that we produce. We're not supposed to have animal hormones. So it's a trade-off. You sacrifice your own life to balance out the life that you're taking in, or the lack of life that you're taking in when you eat something that's dead. Animal sacrifice. Fucking sell your soul. Don't give your power away to animals. Don't become dependent on external drugs, hormones, stimulants. That's my goal. When I get down to just the bare essentials, the muscles that I built from training, not from hormones, they're going to be not huge, they're going to be solid. They're going to be dense. They're going to be ripped. I'm not going to be a big looking bodybuilder. I'm going to be lanky and shredded. Right now I'm probably ripped, but I could get more ripped, because I still am dependent on certain things, like that's causing there to be liquid in my intestine primarily. So there's liquid there, there's inflammation, and it's causing a kind of a bloating, which I'm gonna have to dry fast out. So that's 15 lemons there. I'm gonna use half right now. Dry fasting is savage. You know what, bro? I did it. No, probably maybe even just like 12 hours the other day, and I really liked. You know, it was tough, but I really liked not having to think about getting something to drink, getting something to eat. You know, whatever issues I have going on that I deal with, you know, my inner self-talk about all the shit that's going on in my life, you know, it's just like I have to just sit there and deal with it, instead of just like, thinking about, you know, going to get something to eat, going to get something to drink. It's just like, okay, here's the deal, and you're here now, so fucking deal with it. That's what I liked about it. Yeah, I'm just getting the rag over here to clean the thing. Because of fighting, I have these phrases that have been repeated so many times, and they just repeat in my head. So it's like, you know, I have these motivational phrases that just repeat in my head, because I've had to use them for fighting. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, it's already been established in my brain. I don't have to worry about, it's never an issue for me, like, that I'm I'm not, I don't have to worry that I'm gonna work hard because I know how to work hard, and I do work hard. You know what I'm saying? It's more, I don't have to worry about when I'm thinking of dry fasting and stuff. It's like I'm not gonna quit because something's difficult. That's already been established with training. So, I think self-talk and motivational speaking and stuff like that, it's helpful. I definitely think it's helpful. Although my teacher taught me that the body comes first. So I focus more on, actual physical cleansing rather than, people doing therapy or visualizations. I think that can all be helpful as long as the nutrition comes first. That's my opinion. What's up, man? Psilocybin. I did a bit. I just ran out like 2 days ago. I did a bit. Bought, I think it was a half ounce, and I spread that out probably over like a week, microdosing. Interesting that I had an issue on camera. I was crying about my situation. I wonder if the psilocybin caused that, or if it was gonna happen regardless. So I'll just use the Vitamix here. I'm gonna strain out the pulp and the seeds. Although I could blend those in here, and in some recipes I would, but the reason I'm not going to is because I'm trying to use this recipe to empty out, so I don't want any extra material that I don't need. I'm really doing mostly in this recipe the aloe. That's the major superstar of this recipe is going to be the aloe. And what I'm using the lemon for is for flavor and to activate the sodium bicarbonate, which is the last ingredient that I put in for blending. So, just gonna pour the rest of this in the sink. I don't know that the reason why this works, but when I swirl my finger on like this, it goes down faster. I wonder if I'm pushing it through. A little bit of pulp, not pulp, but like if I let this lemon juice sit, there would be some, like yellow silt at the bottom type of stuff. And then this is still good, this pulp in here. If you do this at home, you may be able to figure out something to do with this pulp. It's got a lot of lemon flavor, it's got a lot of nutrition in the seeds. And I normally would use that. Just not today. I'm sorry! I hate wasting food, I hate wasting ingredients. You had some cries on your trips? Let's see. What size dose was I taking? I have no idea. It was a microdose. You go for a 2 or 3 gram trip once a week. 3 grams is pretty intense. I think 2 is better for me. Sometimes I do a half a gram before working out. That's my microdose size. Huh. You're rich, man. You could afford that? Holy. I actually have a kit. I should grow some. What's wrong with me? Alright, so I'm going to use 2 cups of lemon. So there's 4 cups here. So all I have to do is pour this out until it goes down to 2 cups. And when it gets down to 2 cups, I'll know that I have two cups in here and 2 cups in here. This will go in the fridge for tomorrow or whatever. our next recipe. Okay. This right here is Irish moss gel that I made from this stuff. Irish moss. Dried or harvested. Let's see, we got 2 cups lemon. So I'm gonna do at least 1 cup of moss. And this is just Irish moss blended with water. So it's more material, you know, that is gonna have to be pooped out. But if I got the aloe coming in, that's okay. So this is hard to come out, but it's when you use the Vitamix, it has the measurements on the sides. All you got to do is see when it gets up to 3 cups. Then I'll know I have 1 cup. You know what? Matter of fact, I'll just put the whole thing in there. It'll be a little more than 3 cups, 1 cup, but whatever. I'm not going to use that tomorrow, so there's just a little extra half a cup of sea moss, no problem. Next thing we're going to do aloe. So you see how it's white here? I'm going to cut that part off. Cut off the tip here. Take off the spikes. And then take off the curved side of the skin. I do that in a few strokes here, just sliding it down and just cutting right beneath the skin. I don't know of another way to skin an aloe or get to the gel of an aloe, but basically just trying to get the skin off of one side so that I can use a spoon next to scrape off the gel from the other side. Okay, so get a spoon here, and then I'm just gonna go let's go from halfway down, just to get a good grip. Okay, that fell out. I'll rinse that off and throw it in anyway. Okay, and then there's a little up here. Okay, now rinse this off. It's like a little jellyfish. Stinging me! Slipping my flesh! Okay, garbage. Okay, and then I'm going to get a rag and wipe down the top. The aloe is very slimy. Alright, so that's basically it. We're going to add honey now. And maybe a little ginger powder. Put a little ginger powder. Got the organic. Probably go about a teaspoon for this whole batch, maybe teaspoon and a half. Pinch of salt. That was too much. And I'm also going to put coconut fat. This little squeeze container here. Somehow it comes out solid, even though it's a squeeze tube. It's like a really thick peanut butter or jelly. I guess it's more like a peanut butter because they call it coconut butter. But you know what? I don't. Gotta squeeze it like toothpaste now from the bottom. Holy. Alright, this is not good. I don't like this container. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna cut it open with a scissors. Need pouch to soften, then squeeze and enjoy. Yeah. Just gonna cut the tip off and then I'm just gonna squeeze it all out. Because there ain't that much left. So that's like not even a quarter cup. Got another one here. Put another quarter cup in. I'm gonna have to cut this one open too. Holy. Not a fan of this pouch. Woody. Okay. So that's a big old chunk right there. And I'll just scrape it off the thing here so it's not leaking. Okay. Leave that right there. Now the honey. Orange blossom honey, that means the bees lived in a orange farm or whatever. And we got 2 cups of lemon, so I'm gonna do 2 cups of honey. And you might think that's a lot of honey, but this is a double recipe. And each recipe is gonna give me multiple servings. So this 2 cups of honey, it's gonna, per serving, it's gonna be, you know, whatever, a quarter cup per serving maybe. Plus it's a lemon ice. I call it King of New York, based on the brand King of Corona, which is a lemon ice in Queens, New York here. I'm calling mine King of New York. Okay. So, everything's in the blender. Blend it up. Forgot one thing. This is gonna make the fat combine. How much do I need? I need about that much. Eyeballed it. So, if you look at the container here, there's approximately 8 cups. So I'm going to pour 4 out to this container here. And there should be 4 left. Okay, so there's 4 in there, 4 in here. Next thing is ice. I'm just gonna see how much ice I have to put in based on the flavor of this. Okay. Tastes like I could probably get away with 4 cups. So I'm gonna do 3 cups. So it should be up to the 7-cup line, okay? And now before I blend again, I'm gonna put the baking soda, sodium bicarbonate, on top. That's gonna fluff it up by interacting with the lemon. 7, I could actually put a little more ice in there. Okay. Now blend. Okay, now we're gonna pour it into containers. Probably about 4, because I want to leave a little space because of the action of the bicarb with the lemon. It's going to rise, so I'm only going to fill it up about 2/3 of the way. Okay, gonna need one more. Okay, so I'll just top off this. I don't want it to be leaking out the top, so I'm gonna just be careful here not to overfill. That's it. So we got 5 on the first batch. Let's do a quick taste test. Who's got the most? This guy right here. Okay. I think I overdid with the sunflower lecithin. Oof. That was a dumbass move. Oh well. I'm gonna eat it regardless, so. You fucker! should have not even put the lecithin. Simpler the recipe, the better, right? Okay, freezer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, second batch. Then I gotta go babysit. Hopefully I'm not late. Gotta be there at noon. I think it's noon right now. Okay. Okay, now because this is the last batch, I'm gonna scrape this off. Doing the sink. 5 cups, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The rest is gonna go back. Okay, this one's only half full. Help with this one. Help with this one. That one's good. Help with this one. Okay. So they're all about the same. Close enough. Wet the edges. And that's going to be it for today for this recipe. I'm going to come back on later for training. And I guess talk more about my upcoming event. If you have questions about nutrition, cleansing, whatever, fitness, health in general, you can leave a comment. You can go to masterlukey.com. On the About page, I got all my contact info in case it's an emergency. My cell phone's up there, so you can text. Okay, and this is King of New York. Now my fridge is actually, shoot, I got 8 in there and I don't have any room for any more. Oh, no, I made room. Let's go. King of New York, Master Lukey brand. Stay tuned for more exciting action.